Hello folks. So in this video, I wanted to talk about UPI. So recently I actually stumbled upon this news about this thing called UPI 123 Pay, which is a thing, which is a feature that you can use on feature phones that are like phones which are not smartphones. So very basic phones that you can just use to call and get SMS and things like that. And you can't do probably things like internet. Many phones don't have it, but few phones do have GPRS and stuff like that. So UPI 123 Pay is a new feature, and I noticed this news on Indian Express website. And you can basically just do phone calls and then pay people, check your balance, even do your mobile recharge. So I just tried it out on my phone, and I noticed that there's this phone number that you can actually dial. So I'll put the phone number in the description, and I call it, and then the IVR starts. So interactive voice response, and then they ask you to choose a language, and then and then they ask, what do you want to do? Do you want to check your balance? Do you want to transfer money, mobile recharge, and things like that? And I said check my balance, and then it set up my account. So it asked me to tell my bank name, and then it asked me to actually confirm what the details, my name, the account number ending, and whatnot. And then it mentioned that the UPI pin is already set, and like, do you want to reset the pin or just type in the pin? And then finally, after typing in the pin, it just told me the balance, and like it was done. So it looked pretty straightforward. I didn't try the transfer yet. I'm yet to try that out, but it was pretty cool. And I think this is pretty great, like by the government, Indian government. So NPCI has brought in the feature, and I actually got SMS for every step. So I think there's a separate UPI ID that has been created because of this whole thing that I just did. So the UPI ID is actually given by IDFC First Bank. So it is my number, mobile number dot voice at IDFC Bank, I think. And I got SMS related to that, and all the details like, hey, your UPI ID has been created. You can use this to actually ask people to send money to you. But you can also, of course, use your existing UPI ID that's connected to your bank account. As long as it goes to your bank account, that's all that matters. But there is also a separate UPI ID that has been created for this. Let's say someone who's new to UPI starts in with their whole thing with this IVR number, then they'll get just one UPI ID, the first UPI ID, and they'll be able to use it to receive money also in their bank account. And as part of this, I stumbled upon this information when I noticed this news where you can actually use your Aadhaar card to actually link your bank account in your UPI apps. Usually you need to use your debit card, but let's say someone doesn't have their debit card, then or they don't have their debit card, let's say, in their hand, they can just use their Aadhaar. Or they have never availed a debit card, then they can use their Aadhaar. But apparently the banks have to enable this feature. So it's still a work in progress. The banks have to actually introduce this feature, but the National Payments Corporation of India has actually enabled this feature. And while reading that news, I stumbled upon this UPI 123 Pay app, and it's pretty interesting. Apparently there's also an app-based functionality. There's also missed call features where you can actually do a missed call on the number displayed at the merchant outlet. Like if nowadays you see QR codes for the UPI, right? You scan the QR code which has the UPI ID and details through which you can pay the merchant or the person. In this case, you have a missed call that you have a number, and then you do a missed call. You receive an incoming call to authenticate the transaction by entering the UPI pin, like all that. And then there's also apparently proximity sound-based payments. I think this is similar to Google Pay's thing. I've noticed it in Google Pay. So this uses sound waves to enable contactless offline and proximity data communication on any device. So the pretty interesting thing about this whole thing is that it's offline. You don't need a smartphone. You just need to do calls. Um, it is a bit scary though a bit, because when you do apps or a website, you can actually find the authenticity of that. I was pretty scared to actually do this phone call because so I noticed this number on the Indian Express website, so I trusted it. But this IVR number I typed in, keyed in, it is also possible to do I mean, technically when I was thinking about this whole thing, it is possible that someone else can give some other number and say, hey, you can use this for IVR, but then that can be just what do you say, they can be doing a man-in-the-middle attack. It's a technical term for in hacking, wherein someone gives their own number, which is not the official number, and then the you do a call and they forward it to the other number and they actually capture every information that you do, then your UPI pin actually goes in through that. So one has to be careful in those terms, I think. At least I was a bit scared, skeptical when I was typing in this whole thing. And but of course, like if you know that this is a trusted number and the official number, ensure that you're actually typing in the official number and like saving it and then using only that always. uh, it can be a bit scary, at least for me it was, because I'm typing in the UPI number, but then if this is a number that is not actually the official one and it's actually going to some other place in between, like it's getting forwarded proxy and whatnot, and someone else is actually tapping through all this data and getting my UPI pin, then that can be very, very scary. But of course, I mean, just because someone has the UPI pin doesn't mean they can actually get the money, but still they know the UPI pin. That's still scary. And yeah, they need to actually do a lot of things to actually get the money, but still that's scary. And yeah, I just want to talk about UPI 123 pay feature and like about how you can also use Aadhaar card to enable your UPI instead of debit card. um, I think the National Payments Corporation of India is doing a pretty great job, and like I think no other country is probably doing such a great job in terms of payments. I think in terms of India and its population, and the number of people who are using smartphones or phones, and the number of transactions that are happening on a daily basis on every second, I think this is pretty great. Yeah. Uh, and if you like this video, please like and comment your thoughts. And I'll put in the links to the Indian Express website where I saw the news and the other news that I saw about the other card enabling UPI. And that's all. I'll see you in the next one.